Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and joined by my friends Cold Brew and Scratch, and we promised you a follow-up video on our ultimate tier list we're going to be working on, and right now we need to figure out the algorithm and how it will calculate the overall grade of a champion. We'll explain how this works, and we'll talk about the updated version of the tier list grading, so let's get into it. Alrighty, how we doing today, guys? What's up?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I see Cold Brew is shy. It always happens, you know. None of us say nothing, then both of us start talking at the same time. It's kind of like
I did that intentionally.
It's like our thing.
I did that intentionally.
Exactly.
I wanted to see who's going to take initiative today. Who's here to get stuff done.
It's like our signature. I'm doing pretty well. I'm sure Cold Brew is doing fantastic, but I'm gonna let him confirm that or deny it. You know.
I'm doing amazing. It's the best day of my life.
Hey, that's good to hear.
That's the spirit.
So we've got an overall tier list that ranks the champions. I'll link to it down below if you want to pull it up. And what it does is it boils things down to an overall grade, and that grade is weighted to value different areas of the game differently. Obviously, if a champion is good in the Hydra, that's going to be more impactful than a champion that's good in the Arcane Keep. It's much more difficult and much more scarce to find a champion good in the Hydra. So you have to weigh things like this. That's why you'll see the Hydra worth 10, the Arcane Keep worth 0. If you see one that's worth 0, it's because we still want it on the tier list so that somebody who's new can sort by champions that are good in the Arcane Keep, but it doesn't actually calculate into the weight of a champion because there's like 500 champions that are good in the Arcane Keep, so there isn't much point to put it on there. And then up top you'll see the different versions and how it's evolved over the last few years. So you can see the clan boss slowly getting less and less important on the tier list because we get more and more options, more and more champions that are good there, and the arena coming down a little bit and flowing with the times. Then it went up a little bit when they added gold 5 and stuff like that. So we're just going to talk about the version 7.0 that you see to the far right, and if any of these numbers need adjusted every few months when we revisit this. But yeah, did you guys have any questions, or does that all make sense to you? Is there anything you would like to clarify that I didn't touch on, anything like that?
I'm pretty straightforward with the system actually, and I feel like it's definitely going to be very important for people to understand that when you're getting a champion, it is powerful. Like if you're just going to see this champion is an A tier, you're going to be like, A tier where, right? So it's very important to be able to see where exactly he shines the most, where exactly is this champion dropping the biggest impact, what exactly we can get out of it. So it's nice to have everything spread out on different groups basically. So this is definitely going to be pretty huge, and to add a couple of other things and kind of like create the perfect system for it in order to kind of like give the best input, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And down on the bottom right, you'll see that it has to add up to 100 percentage points. So, you know, if Faction Wars is worth 10%, then it will go from 0 to 10. And then it'll keep kind of scaling up so that we can see if we have the algorithm functioning on a nice 100-point scale. So yeah, book value, do we kind of leave that the same? What we can do is we can actually copy everything and then see which ones we want to adjust.
Start with the same values. And
we'll start with the same values and see which ones are kind of standing out to you that you guys want to adjust up or down.
And I think we should add a couple of other things on top of it. Let me see what you guys think as well. Like maybe to have one progression, you know, so that people know that, okay, I'm getting this champion. It's going to be amazing for my progression, either all around as a progression champion. Then I'm getting this champion. It's not as good for progression early on, but look towards the end game. It's actually huge for speedruns in dungeons and stuff like that. I feel like these two would be another two important categories, you know, that where people could get to get a better insight on
yeah, because like Duchess would be god tier for progression, but would not be god tier. She'd be pretty trash actually for speedruns.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like these two things, if we're adding something like that into it, I feel like the tier list is going to be very, very complete, you know, and it's going to be pretty hard for anyone to come and be like, well, it's pointless to have a tier list because this champion is great there, but it's not great there anymore. Well, check that out because we've got everything covered. So Then we're gonna have to go on the actual tier list. Anyway, we gotta redo all the ratings for the champions, and then we're gonna have to bring everything in line for every single one of the champions, and that will definitely create a more accurate tier list. Because if you're looking at other tier lists out there, they're very incomplete. They're not really giving the people the right insight on the champions, and a lot of people are kind of like falling wrong for them, considering that this champion,
Dude, you should see.
I've got a GOAT.
I've done a couple of videos on my channel showing tier lists from like other websites and stuff like that, and it's hilarious. It's just they don't even put like half the legendary champions, and they rate like Candrafon as like D tier. It's hilarious seeing tier lists from like more casual websites that are just going for like the Raid Shadow Legends clicks. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, because they don't
get the downloads and stuff. Yeah.
They don't go deep into it, and that's what's lacking with the tier list, and that's on any other website out there that you're gonna find at the moment. That's why we gotta. The main idea for us is to make the best tier list, so that's what we're gonna do. We gotta make sure we're bringing a couple of other things into it.
Yeah, by the way, to you, the viewer, you're kind of seeing a behind the scenes look of us just hanging out and talking. Like these are the conversations that we have when we're trying to figure out how to go about different things. And we've got other people that work with us on stuff like this, but it's just at this point in time, it happened to be me and Cold Brew and Scratch that could kind of meet up and get this done. But also, if we're gonna add sections, I mean, there's so many sections on there already. I would ideally like to condense or remove, like condense all of the potion keeps into potion keeps as one grade, or condense Minotaur and stuff like that into like dungeons or something. If we're gonna add like progression and speed running, I don't want us to have 40 categories. Ideally, I'd like us to condense or remove a few.
I feel like. Go on, Cold Brew, I'll say it after.
Yeah, we can condense the potion keys, but we now have the iron keep as well to consider, which is considerably harder than any of the Minotaur or the potion keeps. So that can be added, and then the potion keeps can be condensed pretty much together with the Minotaur, I would say, because maybe you could keep it as one category, which is progression, which is where you slowly farm your ascensions and your masteries. So that's Minotaur and the ascensions together as progression, or a different name maybe, because progression can have all sorts of different meanings.
Yeah,
I definitely think Iron Twins need.
Yeah, we should probably get
category.
Iron Twins on there. You think as its own category, because it's new enough and tough enough that it probably
it needs
that.
it. Yeah, for sure.
It's surprisingly tough for new players out there, and it's only really doable at the higher stage for the end game players when you don't have something that's unkillable.
And I feel like Minotaur and XP farmer should be very equal, be in the same group, just for the simple fact that if you have a decent campaign farmer, probably can solo the Mino as well. Like they're very, very similar in terms of that. It's pretty easy, the Mino. I feel like they should definitely go maybe in the same, like XP farm Mino should be together maybe, and the speed the keeps on another group there. Yeah.
Okay, and what number would we give Iron Twins? Because it is your only way of kind of consistently participating in the awakening mechanic. Do we make it like
that and Hydra have now become more important? So, like, if we want to reach to that topic as well, like Hydra needs to go a little bit higher to 11, maybe.
Yeah. I feel like
just because of the Mortal Soulstones included.
I feel like we should kind of try to rate them and put them on what rewards we're getting. So Arena, it doesn't give you that many rewards, but because it's such a niche part and kind of like its own, it definitely deserves to have a higher thing. But then we have Clan Boss, 16, Hydra. Hydra gives good rewards in terms of gear and stuff. People, they don't really appreciate that. But I feel like Hydra maybe should go up maybe to, like, as an idea, 14. Then we have the new dungeon, which probably is a 10 to 12, just for the simple fact that, how you guys said, is the only place to get them. and it's pretty important to get it done, you know. So it's all around an important thing for your account. And then faction wars as well, very important. Glyphs can boost your champion stats up to like 50%, which is goddamn crazy, you know. So having everything on point can be very, very solid. And faction wars as well.
Do we just remove XP farmer?
I mean, we can put it together with the Mino if you want, you know.
Well, I mean, but like, you know, because like,
we shouldn't remove it, but maybe have it as just 0. Because pretty much any champions with, let's say, lifesteal gear can farm the campaign. And nobody really is going to search like the rankings of XP farmers.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what would be helpful to players. And there's so many champions now that can do it. I mean, we started this back in like 2019 when it was a big deal to know, you know, Skull Crown can be a campaign farmer and all this stuff. It was a big deal to know that back then. I don't know that it is a big deal anymore.
Well, no, because before most of us didn't know that most of the champions can farm campaign, you know? Like, I remember even now when I started the game, everybody, executioner. The starter champions cannot do it. Get your executioner. And I was free to play in my first 3 months. So yeah, I went and I've done my executioner like any other pleb because everybody was saying that the starter champions cannot farm campaign. Well, hell, they were wrong AF because every starter can farm campaign without a problem, you know?
Well, it's worth
we
noting,
didn't really knew that.
But it's worth noting gear got way better since then. Like, we didn't even have 6-star gear. It was 5. It was
no, we had,
and we didn't even have legendaries. 5-star epic was the best gear. So yeah,
we didn't have
legendaries. No, it was 5-star.
Yeah,
epic.
we didn't have legendaries either, man. I forgot about that.
I remember that.
So when you're building a Kale with only 5-star epics, it's a lot tougher to and also people didn't have their great halls maxed. Everybody was a noob, you know. So the game has power crept a lot.
They did, yeah. But I find like Mino is pretty easy to farm even with lifesteal. A Yannicka with lifesteal when average stats can farm Mino, can farm campaign as an idea, you know. So I feel like as a category could be very, very similar, you know.
Yeah, I already have the Minotaur as 0. So we'll just put XP farmer as 0 as well. And you know,
you don't need to change the past.
The what?
The previous version, you don't need to change those, I guess, because it messes up the...
Oh, true. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Good call.
Just the new one.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to remove 12 points somewhere.
So I feel like the book value can go a bit lower, man.
You what?
The book value can go a bit lower, I feel. Like,
oh, okay.
Most of the people will book their champions, you know.
Yeah, so but you know, books are expensive. They're tough to come by.
Yeah, they are. But if you're saving your books and stuff, and you're planning to use it on the right champions, you're still gonna book them. Most of the champions, let's be honest, you wanna get the most out of a champion, you're gonna have to book it. You know, like regardless what champion it is, except Doom Priest mainly, and Rask. But that's about it. There are not many.
Allure, yeah.
There are not many that really give you full potential unbooked, you know. Yeah, Allure as well, because you only want to use the A1, but most of the times you're going to want to book your champions regardless. They are expensive, so 10 points I feel like is definitely solid. Clan Boss, I feel like should definitely be near the same thing with Arena, just for the simple fact that Clan Boss gives you everything, you know. Shards, books, gear, and it's so important to have strong champions there.
I feel like Clan Boss should have the highest grading of them all, just because of how comparing it to everything else. If you're gonna do one thing every day, let's say you're on holiday, do the Clan Boss and then skip everything else. Right?
I feel like it too. Yeah.
Okay.
Faction Wars, because or Arena actually. Let's just stop to Arena. So we put Clan Boss to 16. We're keeping Arena at 15 at the moment. Faction Wars, I definitely think like it should be around the 12. People as well, they underestimate the importance of Faction Wars. So how Cold Brew said, if you're going to do one thing every day, what's going to be? Clan Boss, Faction Wars should be your next thing. And the Doom Tower as well. Because everything all these three things are giving you so much loot. Definitely the Doom Tower. I think it should go higher once we get there, but I feel like maybe Faction Wars like that at 12, and then Doom Tower is another similarity in my opinion. You're getting gear, right? You're getting your stuff for the forge, shards, books, a bit of everything every day.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't have everything be a 15. Because then you go.
I know, but
yeah.
Well, if we gotta adjust everything after, like drop a point on each one of them just to kind of like keep them in balance, we're gonna do it after, But in terms of kind of like value, I feel like Faction Wars, Doom Towers are very, very equal. Why you think?
I think Arena needs to drop down more. I think that Arena is in a bad state right now, and it's not. It's just a grind for the average player. It's for you. It's different because you farm platinum, right? You push top.
Yeah, but the whole idea
20.
is this to be for everyone. So like this, if we're knocking down Arena, then this will make champions like Warlord, champions like Hegemon, Sifid, is going to make them as average champions, when it's not the case.
No, that's not true. Because, I mean, maybe for Warlord and Hegemon, but Sifi's good so many places.
Yeah, but isn't that the truth? That Warlord, he's amazing in Arena.
Yeah, but great. He's great everywhere else. You can use him in... Try to use... If you don't have a seer in Doom Tower, try to use a Warlord and see the difference,
Yeah, but then but then it wouldn't affect his grade. It'd be fine because we'll grade him good in those areas, so he'll be fine. It's just
but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I feel like if you knock Arena down so much, it might be a bit too much. But if you're basing it on rewards, yeah, I do agree on the whole thing. Let's keep it like that, and we see at 10, and we see after if.
Well, I'll put it at 13. But do you think Arena more important than Faction Wars and Doom Tower and Iron Twins?
Well, that's the thing. If you put it from that perspective, no. Because the rewards that you're getting out of it are not that great. But then the Great Hall is as important as Doom Tower and Faction Wars.
Yeah. For
so that's why I still think it should be it should be a bit higher.
Okay, cool. Then Dragon is pretty straightforward. Do we just put that to like a 1?
Dragon is the easiest one, yeah, actually.
Yeah, I would say because Dragon, you can start getting 6 stars from it at stage 13 with just Kale with a lifesteal set, right? It's the one that you'll get to 21st. So yeah, have it as the easiest one, I guess, because we need to lower the gradings.
Yep, and I mean we're at 102. So where it's at right now, I shaved a couple points off of Spider and Fire Knight and stuff just to make room for the Iron Twins that we added.
I think you can shave 1 point more from the Iron Twins. I feel like the Doom Tower all around is a better investment than Iron Twins.
Yeah, same. I would say that Iron Twins.
Oh, you think so? You think Doom Tower then? Because
yeah, Doom Tower should definitely go a bit higher. I feel like it's just giving you so much loot, man, and the gear that you're getting out of it, it kind of like makes you stop farming dungeons, basically, Iron Twins is great. It's a very end game thing, in a way or another. And if you stay to think about it, let's just say you're just average luck. You don't have crazy luck out of it. You're not very unlucky either. But it's average luck. It's gonna take you months and months to get a 6-star champion, to awaken one. So most of the blessings, they don't really do much at 1 star. Smite is the only one that does it, right? The rest, they don't really have a massive impact. So it's not really gonna change your game as much as getting some Doom Tower champions that are strong, or getting the gear from the Doom Tower, getting all the shards, the books from there to be able to summon new champions, book new champions. You know what I mean?
The Secret Room champions.
Yeah, but
the normal Doom Tower ones are so good.
Yeah, but a lot of those aren't as impactful as, you're not getting like Mithrala or something, or Lydia.
No, but you're still getting...
I mean, Akoth, Dark Hell.
And you're getting chances of getting any other champion, RNG, based on your luck with the shards that you're getting. You're getting 2 sacred shards from hard mode, you're getting a few voids, you're getting a couple of books. So all that adding every month, if you're not doing it, you're definitely gonna fill the gap there,
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you can see in the spreadsheet, I've got it at 100 right now, based on what we've talked about. So if you think that's good for this version, and we wait till 8.0 and talk about how we want to condense things, or I'm cool with whatever you guys think. This looks okay, but you can let me know.
I feel like the keeps don't need to have a 2.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a 1-1-1 on all of them should make it work, and then they're all on point there, and we reached 100 as well.
Yeah, now we're at 98, but the reason I had the Spirit Keep and the Magic Keep is because they have very special mechanics. Like you have to deal with the shield, you have to deal with the block debuffs and stuff like that. They're a lot more difficult, but for newer players anyway. But
yeah, well, it's fine. We can use those 2 points on other stuff. Like Fire Knight, for example, is a pretty hard dungeon as well, I would say. And we gotta add we gotta add 2 more categories in here, right? We gotta add speedruns and progression, right? So we're gonna need points in there as well. So we're actually gonna have to lower points from other ones.
Oh, you want to add the speedrun and the progression
in here, and then we do it for all the champions, and everyone can see how they are, and that creates the perfect 100, basically,
Yeah, I feel like the speed runs thing is gonna be like all or nothing. Like champions are either gonna be like a 10 or a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, most probably. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be though. But at least it gives people an idea, maybe on.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if we should talk about that more for like the next version, because that's going to be a big update. We're going to have to meet up for a while and like change the whole spreadsheet, the whole calculation, the algorithm.
Yeah, we will have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Champions
okay.
now,
Yeah. Well, I would say
better to do it in a go than to do it twice at the same thing. But we can discuss more about it after. It's fine. What about the Doom Tower? You guys think we should split the Doom Tower with secret rooms as well, since they're so different, or just leave it all around as Doom Tower, right?
Because what you're basically saying is you have a champion that is like an epic lizardman that you're gonna need for the Doom Tower secret room. I would say we just bake that into their Doom Tower grade. Like put them as like an 8 or a 9 in the Doom Tower, so people know like, hey, this champion might come in handy in the Doom Tower at some point. I try to not get to a point where we have 50 different categories. I try to keep it as condensed as we can, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, we need 2 points though.
All right, then where do those 2 points go? Arena just to 12.
I think Spider can go 7, Fire Knight can go 5. Spider is still tough, even with all the strategies I needed. So a good Spider champion is gonna help you push a lot in that specific dungeon, like a HP burn and like Cold Heart is so good in there. So
yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm on board with that. So then, right now we're at 100 for this version. We can go through, get all the champions on there, get them all updated. Then we can revisit this and really change the whole system next time. We can crunch things, add things, consolidate things, and completely update for like in a couple weeks or something, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be down to do it all in a go, so we don't have to do it in 2 weeks again. But up to you guys, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, this will always be changing with more stuff added to the game, so we will always have to come back to it
to bring
once in a while too.
Yep.
Yeah, but then you won't have to rate all the champions again, like for everything, Now, because this tier list is old, we're gonna have to go from every single champion and rate them all again on every single different category. So that's why I say, like, if we would add 2 more to it, we could do it all in one go. so we don't have in 2 weeks to add another category to it.
Because you'll be rating it for Iron Twins as an example. That's what you mean,
Yes.
right? So we add something
now,
more.
now we're gonna have to rate everything. So if his CFI is at 13 in there, we're gonna have to go all three of us now discuss bang, bang, bang what we're gonna change, and maybe that CFI is gonna become an 11 because we're gonna knock her down in Clan Boss. We're gonna knock her down in the Fire Knight. We're gonna knock her down in other places where she's not as powerful, you know. So regardless if she's got tier in Arena, especially now that went to 11, CFI is gonna drop a lot, you know, because she is a good carry, but she's not huge anywhere except Arena, you know, and Hydra now, basically, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have to pretty much revisit every single one of the champions, 800 of them or how many they are. We cannot skip any of them. So I'm just saying, like, if we're adding 2 more categories to it now, we're just gonna get it done now, and then in the future we're just gonna have to play around a bit with these and add the new dungeon that they're adding or something like that as an idea, you know, or if any of the content gets much easier, or if they nerf rewards, or if they buff rewards anywhere, and then we're kind of like changing slightly a bit our opinion on it, you know. Like, I would be happy to consolidate the keeps since all of them are 1-1-1 and just add 2 more categories, like how I said, progression, or even if it's not speed run as an idea, we can name something else towards the end game, something to give an idea for everyone to think about it. You know, like they are Ghostborn. You're gonna get Ghostborn. You're gonna be like, he's a shit champion. What am I gonna do with it early on? You know, and then he's the best defense down in the game for an end game for farming dungeons. You know, people, they need to kind of like get the value of all these champions from the very start. That's kind of like my idea on it. You know.
Yeah, you almost. I don't know if you have to go progression and speed run. I think you could almost go like progression and end game or something.
Yeah, we can do it like that. Like I just said speed run as an
I get
idea,
it.
you know?
No, you're right though. I agree with you. But yeah, cuz like for example, you know, Cold Heart might not be that great for progression or like Seer. But end game, they're awesome. Like Seer is a great example. Seer is not that great for like a new player for like progression. But later on, when you can build like an optimized team with good gear, all of a sudden Seer is godly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if somebody sees a tier list and they're like, Seer is like the second best epic in the game, but I use her and she's trash, like, what is this? They might not understand, like, oh, that's just for like end game compositions.
Yeah, like how they should build her.
Okay, cool. Well, we've got a few hours of discussions to have, so so we're gonna call that a wrap for this one. That's a good talk. So we'll loosely have this as like the 7.0, and we're gonna, within the next couple weeks, we're gonna have to revamp everything and scrunch these categories and stuff, or we're gonna end up with a 3-hour collab here.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Nope, I agree with you guys, and we'll get to work on that, and we'll get all the champions on there. And again, I will link to this down below if you want to check out the tier list. It's going to be a moving thing that is going to be adjusting a lot in the next month or two. So keep an eye on that. And did you guys have anything you wanted to say on the way out before we wrap up this video?
Yeah, go check the website out.
Yeah,
we've done the blessing tier list. I feel like that's pretty on point the way we've done it. So definitely head over and check out if you're kind of like confused with what blessing you should use on each one of your champions. I'm in the situation, honestly, when I'm confused with what to use on my champion. So I got a 2-star for Tumesia, right? She's only used on my account in the spider dungeon. And I literally cannot find anything to use on her. The first thing was, okay, I'm going to get Brimstone on, but the boss never gets a turn, so it's gonna be pointless, you know. And I'm like, okay, what am I gonna use on her? Because it's nothing to benefit the champion. But if you are in that sort of situation, definitely check that out. It might give you a good insight on what you should use on your champions, not just use this without actually giving you an explanation and kind of like make you understand why you need to use that blessing on them, you know.
For sure. Yeah, thanks. You good, Cold Brew? Anything you wanted to mention?
No, I think you guys have covered pretty much what I also wanted to say. Like the blessing is the biggest thing right now. The players have questions on. So with that on the website, I feel like it's going to be a big help. And tier list this tier list still needs some work. So we'll get on that and we'll keep you guys updated.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time.
I'll be back.
And we'll be in touch.
I'll be back.
Peace.